I have been thinking about the future of the analyst workspace for some time now. Lots of people think it's going to be something like what we saw in the movie Minority Report. One of the other options, though, is what I call the Gargoyle option. The term gargoyle, in the sense I use it here, comes from Neal Stephenson's 1992 book Snow Crash. Gargoyle is a slang term in the book for someone who exists in both the physical world and in a virtual world simultaneously. So how does the gargoyle concept impact the analyst workspace of the future? It presumes the analyst is mobile, not stationary, but can still access huge amounts of visualized data and disseminate intelligence or interact with the environment more or less naturally. It will also have to be inexpensive enough eventually so that lots of people can have access to the equipment. The technology to support the advanced version of this concept is not there yet. Processing speeds in mobile devices are almost good enough, but batteries need to get better. We'll need 4G wireless to support really robust visualizations, and we'll need an input-output device that is light and not too terribly geeky to wear. Personally, I'm betting on something that looks like these. Most people think this vision is pretty science fiction-y, that it won't happen anytime soon. My goal here is to show you what the inexpensive stuff can do right now and to build a really ugly, but working prototype of such a device using stuff we have laying around the lab. I start with the headset, a Vuzix eyewear 920 VR. It is at the low end of the price spectrum right now at about $385 a set. It has an immediate problem in that you can't see through it. This means that the wearer pretty much has to be stationary. Some of the more expensive head-mounted displays offer a see-through option, and Vuzix says it's about to come out with a low-priced see-through version, but right now the user is kind of vulnerable. To solve this problem, I took a cheap webcam and attached it to a ball cap, which I wear backwards, very stylish. By running the wire through the hat to the computer, I can now see what is in front of me on the computer screen that is contained inside the head-mounted display. I hooked all of this stuff up to a smart podium in one of the classrooms so I could see if it would work and so I could project the results up on the big screen so other people could see what I was seeing. The video here is pretty bad, but you can get an idea of how it works. The big screen on the left-hand side of the image is a clone of what I am seeing in the headset. When my head moves, the picture-in-picture on the big screen moves too. That shows that the web camera is tracking as my head moves. Taking it to the next level is pretty easy. Hook it to a laptop as the base station instead of a desktop and add a headset for voice recognition and an air mouse for input-output. I would also use a better webcam. The remote-controlled modeling communities use some that would be very light and would probably allow you to get rid of at least one wire. You'd also want the visual image to fill the screen, kind of like dynamic wallpaper. You could access the internet through the Wi-Fi card in the laptop or spring for a WiMAX or other high-speed internet card when and where available. Fiddle with the ergonomics for a bit for comfort, and you have a mobile working prototype. Beyond this requires some engineering, I think. You'd want to get as much weight out of the base station as you could, connect the head-mounted display to the base station wirelessly using something like Bluetooth 3.0 or higher, which doesn't exist yet except in labs, and go with a built-in mic and a genuine see-through option in the head-mounted display that was lighter and, frankly, more fashionable. Given the state of the technology today and the speed with which it is improving, I think it's likely that these types of devices will be mainstream in the next 5 to 10 years.